Have you ever wanted to create your own professional wrestling company? Well, I have, and that's exactly what I've done, using Total Extreme Wrestling 9. My name is Anders, this is Spike Piledriver, and we're doing a local to global save on Total Extreme Wrestling 9. But it's not just any TW9 save, it's based in 1992. That's right, the thumbnail didn't lie. Well, it did, because I haven't got a mullet that amazing, or in general at all. But we are now using the 1992 Chronicles mod to do a local to global save using Spike Piledriver Wrestling. As you can see here, this is my beautiful mulleted face. Thank you to AI for making me look like an early 90s used car salesman, I guess. Kind of looks like a bit mean Mark Callis kind of hair as well. But you can study that on the thumbnail and let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As we are beginning this save, we're also launching a Patreon, which I'm not going to push too greatly, but if you go over there's a couple of tiers you can join for free. You can just say hello and give me £1 a month if you really want to. But there are also some other perks. Please check that out. You'll be able to get your name in the credits of some videos as well going forward. But all the perks are over there. There's a link in the description down below, so please go and check that out. Now, the whole point of this video is creating a company from absolute scratch. So I'm 35 as I am today, but it's 1992, so I have a mullet. So there we go. This is Spike Piledriver Wrestling. As you can see, we are insignificant in size. We are ranked 51st in the world. We have 0 available money. We have 0 momentum. We have 0 prestige. We have no shows scheduled, TV or otherwise. We do have a nice logo with a funky pattern behind it. I've made that myself. Yes. I've also created some championships. So we've got the Heavyweight Championship and the Tag Team Championship. I didn't create those. I used AI again. It's wonderful, isn't it? So the championship belts look nice. That's all we have. Essentially a logo, a couple of championships, and an owner who has a big old mullet. So there, that's me. Let's try and fill out a roster in this video, and we'll get to the point, hopefully, where we are ready to run a show. Now, as said, it's 1992. We are based in the southeast of the USA, because I figured that would be a good place to start. I like going to Florida on holiday, so therefore we'll build a promotion in Florida. Wonderful. So, we need some wrestlers. We need some staff, namely a referee and a road agent. We're not going to bother with announcers, because we're not going to have anything broadcast for a long time, probably. If you can see here, my user character has got 0 in everything, apart from reputation, because that's just 50. But everything else, 0. 0 skills, 0 abilities, 0 popularity, no attributes, nothing. I am completely useless, which seems fitting. So, there we go. We need probably, I think, 12 wrestlers in ring. We probably aren't going to start with the tag titles, but we're going to have 12 wrestlers, a referee, and a road agent. So that is what we're going to do, and hopefully we're going to try and find people who are available based in the southeast, so we don't have to pay any travel, to try and sort of limit our costs as much as we can. Right, before we go into the in-ring side of things, we're going to try and find a road agent or referee or someone who can be both. So we want to be able to hire them. We want them to have not much popularity because they'll cost too much, and we want them to be based in the southeast, which is where we are. They need to be alive and active, and well, we'll just go through. So for referee, obviously we need 70. Well, we're gonna go with 70 as a starting point. We need some refereeing skills, and then for road agent we need experience, psychology, and reputation, I believe, for road agents. Going to search there, nobody. Excellent. Now if we drop these down to 60, for example, to see if that will help get someone else on the search list. Yes, it does. Okay, Carl Fergie, £60 a show. Dave Hebner, I've heard of him, £60 a show. He can do both refereeing and road agents. This guy can't be a road agent, so he's immediately out. And Frank Morrill is also just a referee. So, can Dave Hebner do everything we need him to? He's going to cost £60 per show. Sorry, $60 per show. He's got psychology, he's got experience, he's got reputation, he's got refereeing ability as well. So, we should, in theory, be able to get him to do all of the things we need outside of the ring. He's only 42. He's got booking skill and reputation as well. We need that because I haven't got any of it. So he can join the booking team. This guy looks like he may potentially be ticking all of the boxes we need. Right, we're going to negotiate with him. We just want a handshake deal of whatever he wants per show. Ongoing, yeah, why not? Never involve ring work. He's not going to involve ring work. Can we get rid of that merchandise potentially? Should we just see what that says? We'll save the template as basic contract because it is a basic contract. We're not covering any travel extras, not offering any extras, and making sure we aren't going to pay any merchandise as well. We'll make the offer, see what he says. He deserves a higher cut of merchandise. Okay, let's give him 10%. He's happy with 10%. Wonderful. Let's do that. Let's make the offer to Dave Hebner. He will be our first roster member. And we'll actually go and now do some actual signing of some real people. So, not some real people, some real wrestlers. So we want males. We want them to be active wrestlers and wrestlers in general. They can work in the US. They need to be based in the Southeast. And a popularity in the USA of less than 20. Let's see how many people bring up on that list. Okay, loads. Right, fine. We've not even covered our product yet. We'll cover our product, by the way. I've just thought in a second. I've just seen the box down there. We'll get to that once we've signed a few people. So we probably want people who can last in the ring for more than 5 minutes. So we'll just drop on a 70 for our stamina to begin with. And we've got some familiar names. So Al Snow is here. He is, yes, we're going to hire Al Snow, I think. That's for sure. He's worked as a job guy for WCW and AWA in the past. He's only going to cost $30 per show. We'll drop on the basic contract and... Oh, hang on. No, the basic contract it does need to include be whatever is needed. That needs to be the basic contract. Yes. I've done this wrong. Let's delete the template. That's what we need. Basic contract. You can tell I've not used templates very much in the past. Right, let's make the offer there with Al Snow. Okay, so fine. We are going to have to basically go at 10%, aren't we, for the basic. We'll just call it basic this time, so I'm not typing it out, so move forward. Right, $30 per show, ongoing, handshake, 10% of merchandise, go. Yes, he's going to accept that one. We'll move on. Wonderful. Who else can we have out of here? He's not got any preferred heel or face alignment in there, so we'll see how we get on with him. We want ideally to have people who aren't going to have loads of other commitments with other companies, so we'll see who else we've got. Bill DeMott, Billy Scott, Dean Malenko. He will definitely be a handy pickup. Look at his technical of 91, basics of 90. Let's just get Dean Malenko in. How much is he going to cost us a show? 40. I kind of want to set the limit to around about no more than 50 per show per worker if we can avoid it, and that's without obviously any travel. So we'll apply the basic template here, and that's just essentially what it's not really a template, is it's just the default. But 40 per show is what we're offering Dean Malenko. He will definitely be someone. That's 2. GQ Stratus, never heard of him. Jerry Flynn, don't like him. Johnny Grunge of Public Enemy. JT Southern, Ken Wayne, Mark Starr, Norman Smiley. He wants a lot of money, no thank you. Raven, now he is obviously not Raven yet, but he works for Pacific Northwest. 70 a show, possibly too much. Not really wanting the hairy Harris brothers. Super Medico. Okay, let's change up our requirement of stamina for maybe like a 70 brawling. See what that brings up. Tony Anthony, Dirty White Boy. No, we don't want brawling there. Maybe 60 brawling. Who does that bring up? Bill DeMott again. Brian Lee, Don Harris. No, Moondogs. Okay, maybe not brawling. Let's see about technical skills. Obviously, we've already going to go for Al Snow and Dean Malenko. Our product, we might as well cover our product now, actually. Our product is a golden pile driver. It's basically golden age pro wrestling. It's a style from the 70s before sports entertainment took over as the dominant style. So it's going to be more in-ring, kind of not flamboyant and showmanship. There's a bit of showmanship in there and entertainment, but it's all about the in-ring competition. So we want some people who are good in the ring, basically, to do things, and it's going to be a little bit like your 70s, early 80s kind of style of shows, hopefully, but we'll see how we get on there. A bit of a throwback, even in the early 90s. I'm not really seeing anyone jump out here. So he's got 70 technical, as we've said. What's his base? Maybe we just go for high basics at the moment. See if we can get anyone with high basics in and see. Well, that's a lot of people. Billy Gunn. I do like Billy Gunn. Let's potentially see if we can go 65. Does that eliminate a few more people? Yes, it does. Okay, we'll work our way down this list then. So we've already gone with him. Barry Hardy is a job guy for WWF. We'll ignore him. Bart Batten and Jordan Bailey. I want Billy Gunn, I think. He's not going to be called Billy Gunn. But he's got some great athleticism. His fundamentals are pretty decent. He's best in ring. He's only 48 brawling, but we can work on that. He's going to be young and he's going to have Dean Malenko around. So he's costing 50 because his popularity is... Okay, no, his popularity is not as high as I was expecting. Okay, we'll negotiate $50 a show for Billy Gunn. See if we can bring him in. Maybe that means we need to bring his smoking gun or long rider tag partner Mike Barton in as well. He only wants 40. Usually he's Brett Colt, by the way. That's what his name is. Before he went to the WWF, we'll quickly look at his skills. No, I pressed the wrong button there. Look at his skills. Again, fundamentals are pretty good. In ring, probably a little bit better than Billy Gunn. So we'll go with him. We'll bring him in as well. Negotiate with him at 40 a show. And then we'll go back up here and carry on working down the list. Brickhouse, Cowboy Lang. Okay, we're going to have to start looking at people who aren't working for other... there's Midian as well, who aren't working for other companies. There's Jeff Jarrett. Maybe he only wants 30 a show as well. He's going to be good as Psychology of 79. In ring, he's not too bad. Fun. Yeah, well, do we bring in Jeff Jarrett maybe? Maybe Jeff Jarrett as well at some point. Oh, Yokozuna. Oh, he wants 300 a show. Whew. But look, he's a maybe, I think. His Southeast popularity is only 8, but everywhere else he's pretty good. I mean, do we bring in Yokozuna? That is a good question. Potentially not right now. Let's... Rocky King. We're going to have to bring some job guys in as well, aren't we, at some point? We can't just have people we want to book knocking about. Right, where were we before? We had... Bill DeMott only wants 30 and he looks pretty solid on paper, so we'll bring him in again. Basic contract, 30 a show. Let's keep working down. We need maybe a couple of veterans. There was Dale Vesey. I'm sure. Is he part of the... I can't think what the tag team's called in old WCW. State Patrol, that was it, with Buddy Lee Parker. Yeah, well... He's got some experience. He's got some decent... It's 28 pop in Southeast. He's got no abilities, though. We'll bring him in to put over some other people. He wants 60 a show, though. Can we get that down to 50? No, he wants 60. How about 55? He's going to want 60 again, isn't he? Okay. There's no wiggle room on his contract. We'll bring him in so he can feed his popularity to other people as we work through. I'm going to go with Jeff Jarrett, 30 a show. I like him. There we go. Right, anyone else we want here? We don't want basics anymore. We want selling of 70 and see if we can get some people who can sell to come in and do the JOB to some of our other performers. This is a similar list as who we had before. Let's see. King Cobra, 43. He uses the Cobra Clutch. He could possibly use to bring in, to put some people over. We'll go with that as well. We don't obviously need everyone to be a star. Speaking of, there's Mark Starr. Where's he working for at the moment? Okay. He's English, 29. He's got some technical ability, psychology. Okay, we can work with that. 50 a month though. Do we really want to be spending 50 a month? There's Mike Jackson. Again, he's got some technical. Let's bring Mike Jackson in as well for the lower end part of our card. Rick Tem. He's missing some teeth. He is. He's missing teeth. Look at that. Looking at his stats, he's got a bit of brawling. Bit of psychotic. Okay, another job guy, 30 a show. Let's put him in there. And what about Rocky King? He can also be refereeing. What's his refereeing skill? 66. Okay, that's not too bad. In-ring's not worth much. Right, let's quickly go back to our main page here. No, that's where I want. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 10 in-ring. We need 2 more guys. We basically need 2 more guys. Right. Let's get rid of all of these things and just go on gut feel. Who is going to look good on this roster? Right. Let's go through. Quickly flick through it. Brian Armstrong, he's out until November. Okay, he's on our shortlist though. I did add a few people to the shortlist, by the way, when I set the save up. So we'll see if I'm going to look back through and see if there's anyone there. Who's David Wolby? Some psychology, not particularly rate selling. No. Death Row. No. Dennis Allen. Who's this guy? Technical of 63. Maybe he can be a job guy as well. Let's bring him in. He only wants 20 a show. Yeah, perfect. You can line your back for $20 a night. That's fine. The dumpster's there. Disco. No, you're okay. Thank you. Head shrink. Another Samoan. Head shrinker, a loafer. Which he's Arthur's son. Got lots of cousins who you might have heard of as well. Jamie Dundee. He's in the USWA. Jeff Jarrett, we've already attempted to sign. Who's Jerry Gray? What about this guy now? He uses the stunner as his finisher. No, nothing on there jumping out. Let's look at his actual skills here as well. Jim Steele. And he wants 20. See, he's at his average at everything. That's what he is. Joe Gomez again. No, nothing here. I'm literally just looking through a list at the moment. This is good content. I want to sign Yokozuna, I really do, but 300 a show is probably too much. Larry Hamilton, 48 technical. Now, I think we need someone with a little bit more ability than that. I'm tempted to just get the Harris brothers at this point. Just Raven. Now, Raven, 70 a show. It's a little bit too much. There's Glacier as well. Rick Michaels, he looks like he'd be average. Should we just get Ron and Don Harris in? That'll round out the roster. Then we've got 2 tag teams in. If we want to do some sort of tag team at some point, we can do. Right, Ron Harris can come in, and we'll find his brother Don as well, just so we have the complete set. I think that takes us to 13 on the active roster, but that will be fine. If we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. That'll be okay. Right, we'll simulate forward now until we've got a few people signed, and then we'll start actually looking to book the first show. It's January 1992. This is Spike Piledriver Wrestling. Okay, so good news. Everyone has signed, and we have got a roster of 13 in-ring performers. Excellent. We also are $15 in debt from our production costs. Excellent. Speaking of, we will cover those now. We have nothing. We are level 1 of everything. We've got no experiences, values, quality, or music. Good. Our merchandise is also ramshackle, and we are getting nothing from that. So that's where we're at. Roster-wise, this is everyone. So we'll go through. We might have to make a few gimmick changes as well whilst we're here. So Al Snow is here. I think we've got a nice balance of equal, 6 and 5. 7 and 6. Heel and faces, so we're okay on that sort of thing. So there's Al Snow, there's me with my mullet. Bill DeMott, he's not going to be called Bill DeMott. I'm sure at this point in his career he was Crash the Terminator, so we'll have a look. He's not. Who's Big Sweet Williams? Never heard of that one. We'll go with Crash the Terminator and load his. That's better. That looks more early 90s. We'll go with that. Save. Excellent. He works elsewhere as well. No, we're not going to save as a new alter ego. He's there. He's now changed his name. Billy Gunn is not going to be called Billy Gunn. Let's see what we've got on here. We'll go with Kip Montana or Kip Winchester. I'm going to go with Kip Montana because his name's Monty Sop. There we go. Monty Kip Sop. Kip Montana. That's my thinking. I like that. I'm guessing Kip Winchester was his name as he teamed as the Long Riders with whoever Bart Gunn was called at the time, but we'll call him Kip Montana. Dale Vesey is also not going to be called that. He's going to be his Lieutenant James Earl Wright. No. Hang on. This alter ego set to involve a mask? No, it doesn't. He's got sunglasses on and a hat. That's not a mask. Save. Excellent there. Right, anyone else who needs a gimmick change? Dean Malenko, no. No. The Harris brothers can still be the Harrises. Jeff Jarrett can still be Jeff Jarrett. Mike Barton, there we go. He needs to be someone different. I think Brett Colt is probably what he's going to be called. Yes, save that. Good. They're not tag team partners, though, because Bart Gunn is a face. Billy Gunn is a heel. So, there we go. Anyone else? Mike Jack, does he have an alter ego? I don't know who he is. If he does, no. What about Rick Thames? No, these are just job guys. There we go, Ron Harris. Excellent. Right, so that is the situation with our roster. In terms of popularity in the Southeast, we've got 10. Anyone better than 10? Oh, Rick Thames got 19. That's dangerous. He's got 20s. We've got Job got 28. We've got job guys who've got better popularity. So King Cobra and Jeff Jarrett both got 35. Do we go with Jeff Jarrett as our first champion? That's the question. That is the question. I think it's either going to be Billy Gunn or Jeff Jarrett as our first champion. Who do we think? That's an open question for anyone. Now, I probably will have already booked the first show, though, before we get to that point. Speaking of, we need a tournament for our championship, which we're going to set up. Obviously, we've not got any shows yet. I need to figure out some names and some logos for some shows. So we're going to add a new event and just sort of look at the calendar. Where does the calendar live? The calendar doesn't live on... No, availability, there it is. Right, any days in particular to avoid? Saturdays, by the look of things, are very avoidable. I think maybe a Friday here, this one, Friday the 10th of January should be our first show. And I'm going to try and go for maybe every 3 weeks, potentially. So we'll go the 10th of January and the 31st, and then we'll go into Fridays here. There's a potential for some Fridays being skipped, but... that's what we're going to do when we're going to build the schedule. Right, what we'll do, though, is I won't build the schedule now. I'm not going to add the tournament now. We do have our titles. I've showed them already. There's our heavyweight title in all its gold glory. There's our tag team title in all its silver glory. Speaking of teams, we do have some teams we could add. Well, two teams. Two teams, essentially. The Harris brothers and the Long Riders, who aren't going to be a team because they are of different disposition so far. So we're not going to have our tag team titles active to begin with. Well, they'll be active, but they just won't be fought for. We're going to have a title tournament for the heavyweight championship, which will start the first show and probably conclude on the third show, or maybe I think we'll go first round, semi-finals, final for first 3 shows and start building things up there. They will all be in the next episode. We've built the roster up so far. In fact, let's look at our backstage at the moment. Everyone is positive. That's good. Look at that. Loads of positive personalities in the locker room. Notable relationships, Harris brothers. We're not going to care about any of this because it either costs money or doesn't fit in with the 1990s, so we'll ignore that. Let's go through our booking team as well. Can we add people to our booking team? Let's just... can we get rid of people who... Oh no, so this is just people who have got booking skill. Okay. Al Snow's got 27. Dave Hebner can be added in. Yeah. Al Snow. In fact, let's just add them all in. That is worth doing. We're going to have some booking creative... We're going to have some creative energy. So let's just see what happens. I mean, Jeff Jarrett might be annoyed if we remove him from the team. But he's only going to get removed if he leaves. Everyone else is fine with it. Excellent. Everyone's on their probation period for the next couple of months. We're going to have lots of creative energy come through because of this nice, strong booking team partnering me and my mullet as we go through. Right, let's look at our inner circle. So, senior road agent can be Dave Hebner. He's the only road agent in the company. Excellent. Referee, Dave Hebner, because he's the only referee in the company. You're seeing where we're going here, aren't you? Right, locker room leaders. Have we got anyone who's ill-fitting for the job? Ill-suited candidates. Now, we've got some. Look at that. Do we actually want any people like for this? Like, I think we just add them in, don't we? Just add them in. Let's just go for it. They're there for us to use, so we might as well have them as our locker room leaders. Excellent. Enforcers. This is probably going to come out with the Harris brothers. No, it's not. It's just going to be Dean Malenko. But quite a few people are considered tougher than him in the locker room, so maybe we don't add him in there as a chief enforcer. Head of talent relations. It's got to be Dave Hebner, surely. Let's just make sure he's not ill-suited. Excellent. You can be head of talent relations. Well done. You've got multiple jobs. Morale officer. Let's see if there's anyone. King Cobra. Yep, you're a people person. Get in there. Welcome aboard. Head women's trainer and head. We haven't got any women, so there's no point doing that. Men's trainer, ill-fitting. Candidates removed. Al Snow or Dean Malenko. Al Snow is an actual trainer, so add him on. There we go. He's got a job to do as well as being a locker room leader. Travel organizer. Anyone who's actually willing to be a travel organizer? Yes, loads. Look at that. Professional, people, person, and professional. Let's give it to King Cobra because he's old, and that seems like a job for an old person. Wonderful. And then Stooge. Anyone fit for being my Stooge? That's the question. Look at that, nobody. That's good roster. Right, we've built up our inner circle. We've built up our booking team. We need to figure out other things to do as well. Let's just look creatively. If we've got anyone on this list. No, talk this. Look at that. Build-A-Mott can talk. There we go. Showstoppers, nobody. Ring Generals, nobody. Nobody's hot, nobody's not. Hidden Gems, probably a lot of people, but we're not going to sign any of them. At this point, maybe in the future. Oh, there's Big Dick Dudley. Look at that. And Ahmed Johnson. Wonderful. Right, we're not going to sign any of those, though. We're just going to go through our show. We've covered our product a little bit. It's going to be mainly matches on the events. A bit more once we get a TV show. But really, it's not going to be a while for that, I'm sure. Matches will get penalised. Angles, yeah, short. Okay, currently product is on trend in Mexico, but we're not in Mexico, so that's not very useful to me. Okay, that is the situation we find ourselves in. Our financial estimates suggest we'll get nothing from sponsorship. Will cost money for shows. We'll get there though. We'll figure out what we need to do with the sponsorship and the merchandise and all sorts as we go forward. Size is obviously one of our goals in this is to go from insignificant to Titanic or local to global, whatever it's called these days. And that's basically it. If we look at spillover, Southeast spills over to Mid-Atlantic and Mid-South, Great Lakes and Mid-West. So they will be potentially the regions we move into after we have built up the Southeast. But that is all for future videos. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. Check out the Patreon as well. Hopefully I will have remembered to set it live before this video. If you're enjoying the series, if you think you might enjoy this series, let us know in the comments. If you're enjoying the WCW 2000 series, don't worry. That will still be continuing as well. This is just a side project which will allow me to book shows a little bit quicker because booking Nitro can take a while. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. We're going to book the first 2 or 3 shows. I think 3 shows, so we've got a champion by the end of it in the next episode. We're hopefully going to have these out every Wednesday, whilst Nitro in the WCW 2000 series will continue every Monday with pay-per-views on Sunday, so we're going to have a bit more of a full schedule going forward. But that's the situation. This is Spike Piledriver Wrestling. It's 1992. I'm gonna end with my mullet once again because why wouldn't I? Look at that. A beautiful, beautiful mullet. It's 1992. I have a mullet. I'm Anders. This has been Spike Piledriver. I will see you on the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.